everyone, it's me again, Jason Jericho. Well, why have I decided to come on today? It's just one of those things. Some people have been, because of the new series and because they've got issues and don't like it, they're not proper He-Man fans. But I will tell you now, I am a proper He-Man fan, and I always have been, and I'm always a Masters of the Universe fan. There were times I dropped out of it and times I came back in. Now, where is it? Oh, aha! That's me and my brother. I think he's got a mask jumper on, and I've got a He-Man jumper on. Because, I was a big He-Man fan in the day, as well as Masters of the Universe figures. But look at me, very young. What happened? Yeah, I've got to say I was completely different then. I might be able to find other pictures of that. I mean, not of me, but, the adverts for Masters of the Universe, which I'll probably plonk on here and probably look stupid, but, well, that's it, in, I think it was 82, 81, 82 when the figures came out, and I didn't really know anything about Masters of the Universe. Dad took us to a toy store, from what I can remember, and my mum, and we got introduced to him then. I saw a comic book, from what I can remember my dad saying. He says, I saw a comic book at the back, and yes, we nagged for the figures. We got the figures at Christmas, because, we didn't get them before, and we read the comics, we were enthralled. And then come 1983, yes, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power, came the show. And it was completely different. So I had the play set, Snake Mountain Castle Grayskull. I had all the figures, and I was like, whoa, this is completely different. And I was trying to reenact what I was seeing on the cartoon. I was a little bummed because they just didn't look, like what was on the cartoon. But as many people did, I took the harness off Prince He-Man and put some sort of a shirt over him to look like Prince Adam, because I thought, well, is this other guy, and I really got into it. And I will say this again, I am not sexist, and yes, Master Universe, He-Man, they're all gay icons, including the villainous Skeletor. Yeah, I mean, yes, the new show Revelations didn't really do it for me. The magic wasn't there enough. I guess, it's the way it's being shot and everything, it'll work for a new audience. For me, I'll probably watch part 2 and see how that goes. And, if certain people become powerful and others don't, part of the story. Now I digress. Back onto the topic. I just waffled on there. So again, I became a Masters Universe fan and He-Man fan. And I have always been through the years. But I did sort of slip off because there was loads of programs, Transformers, Get Along Gang, Gem the Holograms, loads of stuff on TV. And yes, it would be after school that I would watch He-Man and the Master Universe. And I got enthralled with it. And then it disappeared, and all of a sudden this other show came on, She-Ra, Princess of Power. And then I started getting into that. So I did watch girl stuff, not just boy stuff. I even watched the Care Bears, so there you go. Because I've got some Care Bears there. I haven't got any gem stuff because I was more sort of the action figures. That's what boys were supposed to be into. I digress. And then it sort of dwindled off because she had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 87, I believe, if I recall. And I really got into that because you got Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Splinter, Shredder, and his many horde of goons. And I did miss He-Man, but, there would be videotapes, which I would pick up and watch and remember the fond memories. Yep, and then the new adventures came out. And oh boy, did I like, okay, I don't think I'm really going to like this, but I ended up liking it. It was different. He-Man wasn't the same, Skeletor wasn't the same. But I started to like it. And then when that disappeared, I didn't talk about the movie, but I did enjoy the movie. So when that disappeared, it was like, what's happened? There's no He-Man. So some birthdays, you know, I got He-Man tapes and She-Ra tapes and watched them and would rent them from the video store. You know, because, you know, you couldn't get them from markets, but you could get them from video stores. And there was one local video store, she was closing up, and I said, do you have any He-Man, Transformers, She-Ra, Care Bear? She went, yeah. So I bought quite a few. And, you know, there was wrestling and Doctor Who and everything else, so my time was filled up. And sort of one Christmas, I was getting to the age where, you know, I should really be out of toys. But one Christmas, my dad did get me Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, all the figures. And he let me play with them, but he said, I'm going to wrap them up, you have to pretend you're excited. And then what happened to them, I don't know. So there was a period of time where it just really dropped off. I'm going to show the figures soon. It dropped off. And then 2002, back with a bang. And I did get the Skeleton He-Man figure from Toys R Us, because once I learned about them, I decided to go, and that's why I got Optimus Prime there in the back. And yes, I did 93, I did start getting into Power Rangers. I'm showing my age. 17 at the time when the show was out. So I digress. 2002 comes around and you get this new show that's built on the mythology different to the original. So New Adventures is like a direct sequel, even though it's different. And this is like a reboot. And, you know, I started getting into it, and then all of a sudden that disappeared. And then I heard about the Club Grayskull figures and the sort of Filmationized figures. And I thought, well, I wanted to get them, but I still had all my Power Rangers stuff. Now, fast forward to now. So when I heard about the show, I saw the Origins and I went, I've got to get them because I haven't got my original figures. And they seem a little bit not as bulky as the original ones. And, you know, that was fine. I was like, okay, this is different. I mean, yeah, it's more geared to kids, but I'm a He-Man fan in general. Masters Universe fan. So, you know, when the DVDs came out before this, I did start buying them, but they only did season 1 and half of season 2 of She-Ra and The Secret of the Sword, which could only get on video at the time. And, you know, that got my nostalgia coming back. So it's like, you know, there were a time where I didn't think about it, and then my nostalgia started coming back. And made me feel like that person again. You know, thinking, you know, it could be different. And then I heard about this other kiddish version. I thought, okay, that's different. And when I saw the photos, I'm like, it doesn't really bother me, but other people it could really bother them. And the things that were coming out, I thought, I'll make my own mind up when the show comes out. Yes, I did overreact about Orko. And I was not disparaging in my overview of it. You know, I was honest. I didn't rip anybody apart. I just said it just didn't really work for me because the way Teal has been portrayed and many other things. And also, Ranger Review is not a He-Man fan, and he specifically says that. And he gets some points in there, you know, I'll give him props for that. He gets some valid points. You know, there's lots of characters. Make the series at least, probably, I personally said 26 episodes in total for season 1. And build on each of the characters. You know, that way they've all got their own story. You can figure out what's going off with Prince Adam. You know, we've got a journey of Teal in this new one. It's just how she's coming across is, you know, a bit negative for me. But there again. But Evelyn, she just stole the show, you know. And I thought, well, Evelyn's evil. She would just backstab Skeletor any chance she got. That said. But, you know, I wish there'd been more, you know, an entire season on Netflix, flushed out even more, and you get backstories of every character, you know, focused all on them. That means each character's got a specific episode focused on them. And then, you know, we could pick the story up in a climatic battle later on. You know. But even though whatever's happened with it, I'm not going to laugh and say, oh, it's dropped off Netflix top 10 or you've got to go and search for it. People have got their own opinions, and welcome to them. You either like it or you don't. And nobody should attack anyone that doesn't like it or gives their viewpoints. You know, don't call them toxic man babies, don't call them racist or anything like that. It's just people are passionate and I know where they're coming from. So that being said, I'm going to show the figures here. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I can pause it and see if I can switch the camera around. Oh yeah, I can do it. Sorry about getting my fingers in the way. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see. Now here are my origins, and yes, I've got some Care Bears, because, you know, people want to talk about feelings. You've got the Care Bears, which is good. Yeah, I've got two of the original. Yep, so I've got Stratos there. Sorry about some Power Rangers in view. Man at Arms, Duncan, yep. He-Man, Estrudon, Battle Cat. I mean, that's the only way I can put him in. Teela stood next to He-Man, that was his equal. Orko, the Filmation version. Ram Man, yep. He-Man in his iconic pose. By the power of Grayskull. Right, so I'm going to do the heroes. Yeah, I like the articulation and everything. Prince Adam on his sky sled. Yep. Oh yes, and I've got a stand for Orko to go around his neck. And I put, if you've noticed, I put Clown Champ in between Manny Faces and Fisto. Fisto didn't get more screen time with him, but you know, it's a cartoon and there's only so much you can do. I don't know much about Fisto. I don't really know much about Clam Champ. I think that was just the comics, so I didn't get to know much about him, which is a shame. Roboto, yes, the birthday episode, I love that. You know, and Man-at-Arms fixing him. Stratos, I put him with the Warriors because he's, you know, he's not good nor evil. I wish I got the other version of the Sorceress, but hopefully she comes out. Mattel, wink wink, nod nod. The Lord of Powers version of, can get closer, Merman, Skeletor in his vehicle, the Land Shark, close up there, close up of Triclops, Evelyn, I like that version of her, Skeletor and Panther, looking very evil. The Filmationized version of Merman, which is my favourite version. Origins Beastman, looks like the original one. Faker, which we got to see in one episode, which is good. Yep, so that's them there. Oh. Yeah, I've got a lot of good characters. So if I can't get close up, I'm doing this on my camera. I'm going to try and edit this video best I can, and then I'll turn it back around again. So there you have it, everyone. Why I'm still Masters of the Universe fan, why I'm still He-Man fan, and a She-Ra fan, and a Care Bear fan, and literally all the 80s properties, and the 2000 version of He-Man, and the new adventures of He-Man. You know, they will come so close to my heart. The Revelations, it's just not sort of, you know, I'm not getting that thrill and excitement. New viewers, if that's what you're getting, good, I'm glad. It works for you. I have looked at the Revelations figures, and although they look good and everything, I prefer, you know, that size figures. You know, yeah, you can get sort of 7-inch figures or 8-inch figures, but I don't really have room for really tall figures, you know. I like the squat small versions because that's more manageable for me. And maybe later on in time I will get the bigger versions. But with what room I've got, I can't really do much. You know, they do look okay, Revelation stuff, but you know, I don't really have the room unless I get a shelf later on. Anyway, again, I'm still that kid at heart and still a He-Man fan in general and a Masters of the Universe fan. I've even got annuals that say Masters of the Universe. I'll probably dig them out later and, you know, reminisce about them. Yeah, just thought I'd show you this. I think my bro's got photo and mask. You'll probably say in comments, but again, I'm a proper He-Man fan, Master Universe fan, and that will never stop. Yeah, the snow show didn't really hit the mark for me, but it will for other people. And anyone that's just not into it, you know, if you give your honest buzz about it, that's also good. Anyway guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.